A very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Look at the man in the suit right here, looking good in blue. Our financial advisor, certified financial advisor, in fact, Grant van Zyl joins us this morning to talk about how important it is to start thinking about retirement at a very, very early age. And I know that most of us are all concerned about YOLO in our 20s and 30s, but it's more than that, because what happens after you've YOLO'd, you can't pop my bottle anymore. Dude, it's good to have you. How are you?
Cheers, man. It's always good to be back.
Excellent, excellent stuff. So let's talk about how we get to grips with the thought of retirement. What are your thoughts on that, retirement?
Sure, I think coming to grips with that is a paramount thought, you know, because at the end of the day, in South Africa, we've got about 6% of people in South Africa that can actually retire comfortably. The rest of those are focusing on they're not able to retire by the age that they're wanting to retire. They have to go use government grants. They have to rely on family members to actually retire. So if you don't get your head around this retirement concept, it's going to be something that's going to bite you at a later stage.
Yeah, it's kind of like something that hits you like a cold fish, because you go all out through high school, you know, you've been living on parents' pocket money, then you go to varsity, maybe you might have a bursary, now you feel like living life and enjoying yourself, and then by the time you know it, you're 32, you've gotten a solid job, but you haven't thought about retiring, right?
Yeah.
Why is it that 6% of South Africans are retiring well, the rest of us not?
Yeah, I think in South Africa it's a bit of a financial literacy issue. I think that's the starting block. And because it's something that people aren't educated on, it's just not a priority. And then on top of that, we've got this world of influx of media. It's really giving us the best of the best, and it's teaching us and it's forcing us almost to go and buy the bigger car and the faster car. So we're kind of living for the moment. We're living for today, and we're not thinking about the tomorrow, whatever the case. So there's a lot of pressure from that perspective. But I think it really boils down to the education side of things, that people aren't really prioritizing the retirement space as much as they should.
Now, of course, this is a segment that we want to get you involved in. So we've opened up our lines, 083-913-3728. Please give us a call and, of course, ask any of the questions you might have regarding retirement. Give us your comment, maybe even some tips and advice that you might want to share with us. So when it does come to the first step of planning for the retirement one day, where do we start?
Well, I always actually like to start not looking at the numbers. I like to see with all my clients, to sit down and define what do they want out of life, you know? What does their ultimate life look like? Because only once we understand what that looks like, we can then start understanding what return you need on your hard-earned income. Once we understand that, we can then start looking at the correct investment solutions that will suit you achieving those returns. And then once we've done that, we can then have the conversation about what sort of risk appetite are you prepared to take on that will help you sleep well at night? You know, that's obviously quite an important thing. So starting with the end in mind and working your way slowly backwards will be probably the best starting point for you to look at retirement. Yeah.
Let's say the picture looks like one day I'm 65 and I'm retired on some beach home there, little dog, wifey there, kids are out the house, but I've got a boat that I can go fishing on if I want to. Is that an impossible dream?
Well, you've just laid it out. So now what we do is we say, these are the things you want to retire at. We do a bit of research. What is this going to cost us? And we can work backwards, and we say we've got 30 years. This is how much you have to put away every single month to achieve that goal, and factoring inflation and all that sort of stuff. So that's a perfect example of you understanding what you're wanting to do with your retirement, and we can start planning towards it. But most people are just living for today, not thinking about the longer picture. Yeah,
we're going to carry on talking to Grant about this very important subject of retirement, something you should be thinking about from as early as possible. Once you can know that 2 rand plus 2 rand is 4 rand, hey, you already should start saving. Our lines are open, 083-913-3728. We'll continue with Grant a little bit later on. Right now, another update on CES Asia.